Bryan Highlight is back.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first episode of season 3 of God Bless Highlight, the fastest growing podcast about the world's fastest sport. That's us. We fast. We out here, we fast. You can find this fastest podcast on the fastest growing Dan Le Batard Show fan YouTube channel. So many views, people.
So many.
Get on it. Subscribe, like, comment, do your thing. Get us up. You know how many subscribers we got, Bryan?
How many?
231.
Jesus.
We growing it just like the game of Highlight is growing. And you know what we're going to do for you folks? We're talking draft. We're talking the upcoming season here, breaking things down, giving you information. Maybe talking about who we want to talk to. We only did, I think, 2 episodes. Well, actually, no, 3 if you count our live stream, which you can find on the YouTube channel, right?
Yep.
So we've got some more in the pipe.
Remember, games season starts Friday. Friday, February 3rd.
February 3rd, Highlight.
At the Magic City Fronton. And back. Who's kicking off that first game?
You know, Bryan, off the top of my head, I don't know. It's like the Robote Renegades and the Trula Chargers. Because before we get to that first game, we got to get to the draft. We haven't even broken down the draft. Things have changed. Your Cesta Cyclones are not the same. Season 2, we couldn't run it back. Season 3, we couldn't. We run it back even less. We ran it back even lesser.
There you go. Less running. We did a Mike Ryan run around the block and said, you know what? Cardio.
Because you want to know why, Bryan?
Why is that?
Season 3 brings a new team to Battle Court. The Dejada Devils.
And for those wondering, Dejada.
What is that? What is a Dejada?
Porque Dejada is a soft shot that barely reaches the front wall and bounces off it just above the foul line. It will bounce off the front wall, but with a very small bounce due to the low speed and drop on the floor without much of a bounce. So think of it as somewhat of a drop shot, like in tennis or in pickleball.
You were making me hungry when you said soft because I thought you were going to say it was like a soft shell tostada.
Ooh.
Be like, give me that.
Okay.
Little soft tostada action. Call it a Dejada. Yeah. What's your Taco Bell order?
$5 box with 2 crunch wraps.
Good. Yeah.
I'm a crunch wrap guy.
I'm going to mix it up. I like to try to keep it different every time.
Okay.
Miss that nacho cheese chalupa. That was good.
I miss the spicy Frito joints. I like a crunch. I like a nice crunch. That looks like a penis.
The crunch wrap is good. But the Dejada Devils, they're here, folks. And you know what they did? They took Jedden.
Thieves.
Jedden. Man. Tenard Davis, you're always going to be a Cyclone in our hearts. 2-time guest. Still a friend of the show. Maybe we'll get Jedden on and still cut it up with him. I don't know. We'll see. But we won't be having Williams as a Cyclone either. We could still have him on the show. We'll see.
And Jedden by far has the most imposing roster shot out of all of these wall battling teams.
Which, if you want to see it, folks, you got to get to Highlight World. Get all the deets about it.
Spell it for him, because you know Highlight is a little tricky of a word.
JAIALAI World WORLD.com.
Mad vowels. World. That's like a 30-point Scrabble word right there.
So many points. And you know what, folks? I was right. It is your Lifestyle Miami Chargers now, not the Trula Chargers. I guess Lifestyle Miami is their sponsor, and they're like, if we go and sponsor it, which if you do sponsor it, if things haven't changed, that's a little 6-figure $100K down on it. So Lifestyle Miami is like, forget the Trula, put the Lifestyle Miami in the name, which, by the way, folks, maybe they'll be better because the Trula Chargers have traditionally been the worst team in Battle Court. They suck. but they took Williams. Wish him the best of luck. Maybe they'll be better now. But we down Williams, we down Jedden, and the dreaded Wall Warriors, Bryan. You know what they did?
Thievery. What they do?
They up and took Ikeda. He gone.
Ikeda was always a linchpin in holding this team together. He was always someone who, he might not be that guy that you went to for the highlight play, but he would never be the one that you went to for the gaff. He would never be like, I don't know, a linebacker at the end of a Chargers-Bengals AFC Championship game. He wouldn't make those mistakes. I'm going to miss him. He's a good guy.
But he doesn't have the sizzle of Carballo, right?
That is true, but you know what they say about sizzle?
Nothing but good things, because I have nothing but good things to say about Carballo. Please come back on this podcast back when we had Carballo. Drinks with Carballo. We'd love to have you back on. You could talk to us about that Tom Brady blood therapy thing that you heard right again. Give us the D's, Carballo. Putting it out there. Come back on, buddy.
Carballo got a little Max Strus in him, huh?
A little Max Strus.
Looks a little, I'm excited for Manny. You excited for Manny being another go-to guy?
So let's break it down, Bryan. Good question there, because I think Manny might be the most controversial part of this draft. Let's break down the draft, and I'll give you my thoughts on Manny here.
Okay.
So the highlight draft, 6 picks, 6 people on the team. The Robote Renegades, who won last year. Shame. Couldn't repeat. Made it.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
For people who might be getting acclimated with highlight for the first time and don't know how the highlight draft is different from other sports drafts, mind breaking that down for them real quick?
Yeah, Bryan. I will do. Here we go, folks. 6 people, 6 rounds. Robote Renegades. They won. They get to keep 3 of their players. So they're only making 3 draft picks. Everybody else, they get to lock down 2 of their players and then draft 4 people, right? So players are assigned a different position, right? Our number 1 is Manu. We locked him down. So first round, we didn't make a draft pick. Manu was locked in as our draft pick, right? Sliding in at the number 2 was Manny. We drafted Manny there. Okay. We'll just quickly go over the draft and then we'll break it down, right? Yep. Number 3, Carballo. Locked him in, didn't pick him, locked him in beforehand. Number 4, welcome to the Cesta Cyclones. Anderson Correa. Forgot to believe that's his full name. Anderson Correa. Let's see actually if I get to the teams here, because I'm about to call Bradley Avery Bradley, and I don't think that's correct.
No.
But they don't. Let's see. They only... I know, and I believe it's Anderson Correa.
Yes, it is Anderson Correa.
Did you pull up Bradley and Flores's first names?
Yeah, of course.
So Bradley, we took 5, Correa 4. So give me Bradley's full deets.
Who on this team so far do you feel deserves to be here?
I thought you were going to give me Bradley's name here.
No, yeah, I am in a second. Just relax.
Okay, so yeah. First off, let's talk about the locks, folks. The locks. I love it. That's who I would have locked down. Manu, Carballo. Solid people. They're definitely our best players because they're great individually and great on a team. They do well, whatever they're on, individual or on a team, which you'll see there's a big difference. Some players, there's a big difference, individual and on a team. And that's where the controversy of Manny comes in. Manny last season, if Ty was here, he'd be telling you he was spent, right? Now, I still have faith in him because I've seen Manny play in person. I saw his amazing comeback where he was down like 5-1 in a match, and he stormed back and won on the brink of elimination. Manny did it. Inspiring. And he had a little bit of the bubble guts. So that was his bubble gut game.
Bradley does not have a first name.
Oh, Bradley does not. Yeah, and I don't see a first name here for Flores either.
Guess what? That just means they have to earn their first name. We don't give
nothing. We
don't give nothing away for free here. As Cesta Cyclone, as
Although I just realized we're just calling Manny and Manu. Although I know Manu's last name, but I don't know how to say his last name. I don't remember Manny's last name. But either way, that's our team, folks. Manny, here's the controversy. Not a good singles player. He got beat a lot in singles.
You think that's
Really
conditioning?
bad record. That's what some were saying, that you make him move around the court, you tire him out, he gets spent. In a doubles, much better. Him and Williams were one of our best doubles team, right? So solid doubles player, but was a liability as a singles player. Okay, so controversy, older player, but the thing we don't know, Bryan, this is my thing. We don't know what he brings to the locker room, right? I
Yeah.
believe he makes cestas. That can be invaluable in understanding the ins and outs, right? So I'm okay with it. Bring Manny back for one more run. Let's kick those tires and see if they still got some tread on them. What are your thoughts?
And for Manny to be able to still have games in which he performs at such a high level, even if it is only in a double situation, that means something if he's able to do it. I don't want to say looking like he looks because that's rude, but it's surprising when you see Bartolo Colon be Bartolo Colon until you get used to Bartolo Colon being Bartolo Colon, and you're like, damn, he just has it, right? You know not to
Totally.
mess. You know not to mess with certain older men because you know they just got old man strength, and you can't explain it. There's no physics behind it. It's just old man strength. Manny might got that, and he might got that in bunches when it comes to his inner workings of how cestas go down. It's a different type of sport to him. When you know the intricacies of it, he's not only out there performing, he's thinking, he's living, he's being. And you can't really say that for a lot of players because, some players are doing this as their third, fourth, fifth sport. Manny, though, Manny eats, sleeps, and breathes highlight.
He sure does, right? Which is why I'm okay with it, right? I'd give it like solid B grade, give it A for the locks, right? And now let's talk about the new players, right? We have Correa here. Here's Correa stats. Singles player, 1 and 6. Partners record 10-0, undefeated as part of a partners team. It was Correa and Arats, I believe, on the Robote Renegades. So championship DNA. We brought a champion onto a champion. Okay. And Bradley. Okay, Bradley, we don't have a lot of data on because he was coming off of injury,
Yeah.
right? But here's what you need to know about Bradley. He broke the glass, people, in the fronton. Kid can sling it. All right. 1-0 in singles, 3-2 in partners. But broke the glass. And here we go. Flores. Singles, 2-3, partner 2-7.
Those numbers are interesting. When you drop that undefeated stat about Correa, and you see that they got Correa paired up with both Manny and Bradley, that might be a situation here where he just elevates Bradley's game, and he might be able to make up for maybe some of the shortcomings that Manny might have in his bounce back season. So I'm super stoked. I'm super stoked at these matchups. I'm super stoked at the draft. What's going on with the leadership?
Well, Bryan, before we get there, I want to tell you what I like about the Correa pick.
No, tell me what you like about the Correa pick.
Correa pick, great. I'm going to give it B+. My only downside is very weak singles player. He was actually in the championship game, the singles player that we targeted. You got to pick as the defending champs and the number one team. We got to pick as part of that match, the one singles match. Who did we pick to play against? Correa, because he never won a game, and Akeda went against him, took him out. Okay. If you remember that game, I think we didn't even go the full 5. So Correa not strong in the singles department. Maybe he gets better there under the tutelage of a Manny and Manu, but this is why I still like it. Undefeated as a partner. You know what? Here we go, folks. You want to know what our partner matchups are for the year? Our D1 partner team, Carballo and Manu. No surprise there.
That's a win.
Our D2 team for partners, Correa and Manny. Now, what did I tell you? Cool and Manny last year, great team. I'm expecting great things from Correa and Manny. D3 team, Carballo and Bradley.
I like that.
Look out. Look out for
I
that.
like
All
that.
I'm saying is look out, put the kids to bed when Carballo and Bradley are out there, pushing the pelota.
I'm expecting a little bit of to bring it over into the world of football. I'm expecting a little bit of Palomalu and whoever his. You know how we never know who he was, who strong safety was
Mm-hmm.
because who is that guy? Didn't matter because he was always the guy covering Palomalu's ass while Palomalu was being Palomalu. I expect a little bit of that between Carballo and Bradley. I want to see
Mm,
Bradley doing the things that we got Bradley for:
yeah,
breaking glass,
exactly.
skirting ass.
Mm,
While
so much.
Carballo holds it down. While he holds it down because who can hold it down better than
Yeah.
Carballo?
And you know who's holding it down in our D4 partner team? It's Flores and Manu. Like that pairing. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Again, Manu, solid player. D5 team, Correa and Bradley. Like
It's the
that
wild
pairing too.
card. That's the one I really want to focus on that one
Mm-hmm.
because Correa is going to have a confidence in this pairing that you won't see maybe on the individual level. But once again, you take another player who he was injured last year, probably needs some help coming along. Obviously, we know he has the tools. That should pay droves in the benefit of teaching him what you should and shouldn't do as a proper partner. And last but not
And
least,
last but not least, our D6 partner team, Flores and Manny. Don't know how I
yeah,
feel about that last team.
yeah.
Flores. So here's the deal. Juice, friend of the pod, been on the show, right? Former Cyclone. He was there for the taking in the draft. Now, Juice was
Hmm.
never known as like our solid player, but there's something said to bring back some continuity. We went with Flores, who, from his stats, wasn't great. Wasn't a great
Hmm.
player from his stats. Again, losing records in singles, losing records in partner play.
And
And now,
he didn't have the juice.
mm-hmm,
There was
yeah,
something
he
with
didn't.
juice where there was a bit of a spark plug there, right?
Yeah.
A little bit of a Matthew Dellavedova type of thing where it's like,
Jelly.
he's here to make things work. And he may not be the most, polished highlight player, but he wasn't gonna skimp out. He was going out there every single match, putting his heart into every single match. And kind of I wonder if there's some backdoor politics to this one.
You mentioned ownership, Bryan,
Yeah.
and I think this was obviously they make the play, but I think this was a Chris Cody move because on Instagram he had a story that he posted of at the dinner. So
Mm-hmm. Yep.
famously their dinner has already been talked about and discussed. But what was not mentioned is a picture of said Flores with the caption, "I can buy myself Flores." Did Chris Cody make this purchase just so he can make a pun? Did he pick him just so he could make a pun? Was Chris Cody aware of his stats? We'll see if our team gets better. Maybe Flores comes along. Maybe he's putting in the practice and is going to have a stronger season. But maybe, just maybe, Chris Cody made this pick so he could make a pun of how he can buy himself Flores.
That sounds like a Chris Cody move. Damn. Damn. Okay.
Yep.
So let me just ask you a couple questions. Best move of the draft across the board, in your honest opinion, as one of the preemptive highlight experts out there, what was one pick that you feel is going to shape and send shockwaves throughout this upcoming Battle Court season?
I'm going to go with the Bradley pick. I really liked it. We were picking fifth, so which is last. I was happy that he fell to us. Again, I think people maybe shied away because there wasn't a lot of data on him because he was coming off of injury. But again, kid has the heat.
Hmm.
Chooch.
Chooch.
Slings it.
Yeah.
Right? Really paints those corners with the pelota. And I'm looking forward to what he can do. I mean, That's 1A. 1B is again Correa. I really like the Correa pick. I like that we took it from the Robote Renegades. So I like that Manny pairing too, right? 10-0. I'm hoping for another 10-0 out of you this season, Correa.
And with you saying Correa was, obviously picked on last season from a singles perspective, I mean, can't get worse, right? Like you can only get better. And you have to assume, just like all top flight athletes, just like all participants of combat and competition, you don't like being bad. And he looks like he has the tools. And obviously he knows how to be good with doubles. So clearly he knows what's what. And I can see a lot of upside with him. Even if he just does what he did last year, at least you get a solid doubles player.
Exactly.
Nice.
Well, folks, I'm excited for this upcoming season of God Bless Jai Alai. Bryan, who would you be most interested in trying to get on the pod? Anybody?
If we can't get, I don't know, a team owner, because I'd like to see I'd like to see about the inner workings of what's going on.
We did have the VP now, but it was before we knew he was VP, old Mike Fuentes. Maybe we can get him back, make him a friend of the pod. I don't know.
Yeah, and then he can pull that curtain back a bit and kind of show us things. I'd like to get Flores on. I'd like to see where Flores sits. A lot of times you don't get to see the inner workings of a player because it's Jai Alai. So let's be honest, there's not a lot of coverage in that respect. So if we can have a conversation with him, chop it up with him, see where he is mentally, see where he is personality-wise, hey, we might see what the owner saw when they decided to choose him instead of, our man.
Yeah. I'd love to get Bradley on the pod.
Yep.
Talk about how he's able to sling that pelota so freaking fast.
He has to have a baseball background.
Yeah. We'll see. Would love to get Manu on the pod. Spoiler alert, folks. We had a Manu interview in the can. And he had some stuff come up that forced him to cancel the interview. But that'll be an interesting one because we got a little bit of he's working in his third language, technically. He speaks French and Spanish and English. But he was willing. So we'll put the feelers back out. We're going to get some details because my Jai Alai connections run deep. I've been there. I've seen the game. I love the game. We're part of growing the game. God bless Jai Alai. Am I right, Bryan?
God bless Jai Alai.
Let's kill it, season 3.
Let's go Cyclones.
Go Cones.
See, I'm a Cyclones guy. I don't like the cones. I don't like that.
Actually, go Clones. I'm going to go. I forgot. Okay. I got caught up in the moment.
I understand.
I'm going to go Clones.
Okay.
Go Clones.
Right. Okay. All right. There you go. That's why I say the whole thing so I don't get lost in it. Because when you cut it off, it happens.
Which now, maybe I can understand why you'd say go Cones. It's fun. But I'm a go Clones easier. Guy. Go Clones.
You see how you see how your mouth has to do a new placement when you go from the go to close? Yeah.
Yeah.
Sucks.
Yep. Later.
Peace.